How's it going, everyone? Mask here, back with some Black Desert Mobile. We're taking a look at Enchanting today, and we're going to dive straight into it. I've got a lot of questions about what the best in slot enchants are on any pieces of your gear, and I see a lot of really good players making this mistake as well. There simply are some stats that look like they're good in enchantments, but they simply are not best in slot, and you are gimping yourself 100% by choosing them as what you're trying to get from an enchantment standpoint. But let's just jump straight into it. Hope you enjoy this video. Now, looking at enchanting, if you look at the tier of what is actually available in each one of these slots, on your main hand you have attack, MP, critical hit damage, owl damage, and Surret damage. Now, a lot of people look at crit damage and say, well, 4.7% crit damage, that should outscale attack. The big thing here, and the main thing to look at, is going to be comparing the AP available on Lightstones to crit damage. So we have a 7 attack, 6 defense on a yellow Lightstone, and 5.7% crit damage. So the scaling is approximately 6% to about 6 to 7 attacks. So you get 6% crit damage or 7 attack on a yellow Lightstone. Let's go and take a look at the scaling inside enchantments, and this is why it makes it pretty obvious what's actually the best here. We have up to 4.7% crit damage or 11 attack. Now, don't forget, it was 6% crit damage, 7 attack. Now we've scaled down the crit damage and up the attack, making attack the absolute best enchantment on your main hand. Absolutely. These are very small branch damage numbers, and you would never trade any of these 4 stats for this 11 attack. So on my main hand here, I'm going to start rolling, and we're looking for a high attack roll. We will confirm that low attack roll in for now and just switch over to the next slot to keep rolling it, looking for something good. And this is a very, very forgiving enchantment system. I'm very happy to see how they did this. There's no risk at any time you choose whether or not to replace that old enchantment. So I can safely keep re-rolling this +4 attack, and I do not have to worry about losing what I already had. There's +4 attack. I've lost nothing. I can keep committing here. We're going to keep rolling. I'm looking for something over 5 attack, essentially, on this main hand. MP +3. MP +7. Yikes. Crit damage +2.6%. I can actually confirm this just because I want to take a look. Oh no, it scales up to 4.7, so that's actually a horrible roll. I'm planning on having something better than 4 attack anyhow, so yeah, I don't think I lost out on too much there. Unfortunately, this is a lot of rolls, trying to look for even a relative. We're not even looking for a 50% roll here. Technically 5.5. There we go. +7 attack. That's beautiful. We'll keep that. Now I have my dagger to look at. Same thing on the dagger. We only have HP, practically useless here. Labreve and Ahib damage, very insignificant. So we're looking at attack or defense. I value them equally too. You're looking for the max number that's going to increase. That is going to increase your CP the most. So we're looking for basically just the highest defense or attack roll we get. There's +5. That's good for now. +4. I'll take that, but I am going to re-roll the +4 a little bit. I would love to see it. There's defense +7, attack +5. I am okay holding on to that. My other suggestion to you, because this magical residue is actually so valuable and fairly difficult to get your hands on, is unless you're sitting on Laverdo, Rosar, or pure ultimate Grunnel, I wouldn't overstretch yourself too far. To be honest, I'm probably going to stretch for +7 attack, and then this +5 I'll push for a +7 as well. These scale up to 11, but I'm going to be happy and I'm going to sit at that +7. When I finally do get that Laverdo main hand and the Rosar dagger, which are best in slot oranges, then I'll really go all out, because I don't expect to upgrade to red for a long time. I'll really dump the magical residue in and push for these extra CP points. But for now, I'm going to be happy with 5 and 7. Now let's take a look at the helmet. While we're in here, already looking at enchants, your helmet has no CP available. It has attack speed, crit chance, and branch damage. Now the attack speed greatly outscales crit chance, which makes attack speed the best in slot stat here, because on crystals, crit chance is valued equally to attack speed. There's no real reason why it shouldn't be. And the crit chance is extremely extremely apparent on all of your accessories and whatnot. Now, what it boils down to is balancing out your substats, though. I will be having crit chance most likely on my orange helmet when I finally get that rolled up, just due to the build that I've created around the bar staff that gives me that doesn't have any crit damage on it, so I'm missing out on a lot that you would get from your Laverdo staff. But a lot of you won't need crit damage, and you can easily use this helmet slot to max out your attack speed. Basically, 100% what it boils down to is, do you need attack speed? Do attack speed. Do you need crit? Put crit on here. Otherwise, use it to help max out your branch damages, which is what I have currently because my substats are already looking perfect. So on the helmet slot, it's substats if you need them, otherwise branch damage. Moving on to gloves, HP, useless, MP, useless. We have attack speed or branch damage. Once again, do you need attack speed? Slap on attack speed. Otherwise, slap on your branch damage. And just keep a note of what's available where. Al, Labreve, gloves are Al and Ahib. So if you don't need Al or Labreve and you do need attack speed, put it on your helmet. That frees up those attack speed slots on your gloves, allowing you to roll the Ahib branch damage. So it's just a good balance, and there's not really a perfect answer for what's best in slot aside from the staff, dagger, and also we'll move on to the chest next, your actual armor. 7 defense. There's also move speed and crit damage, both of which you should find in other places though, and branch damage. Best in slot for the chest is absolutely DP. Get that raw CP onto your character. It's limited. You have so many limited avenues on where you can actually find these stats. That's why my chest will always have DP. So we have AP on the main hand, AP or DP on the offhand, and pure DP on your chest. Last but not least, we have boots. Boots are the only reliable place to get a ton of movement speed, and that is a substat that is very, very hard to max out. There's a very limited number of spots to get it from. I highly suggest running double move speed passives on your boots. The only other thing you could have is crit chance. If you really need crit, crit is more important to max out. So do prioritize crit, but you seriously should be able to get it elsewhere. Considering move speed is valued at over 2 times the stats per slot, it's way more efficient to get move speed here on your boots. Surette and Labreve, obviously branch damage available, but I'm repping the big move speed buffs here, and that is going to stay. I couldn't cap out my move speed or even get any close to doing it without these enchants. So you have your raw CP on your main hand, offhand, chest. It's substats or branch damage, substats or branch damage, and substats or branch damage. You need to take a look at your character as a whole and work towards completely balancing that out. And that is going to be the defining factor to picking what you put on your helmet, gloves, and boots. And that is going to be enchanting in its full. Save your enchants. What I like to do is look at the list, look at the spread 1 to 11, find out what 50% is, and be happy. If you're on a 1 slot orange, find out 50% and be happy with 50%. If you're on a 2 slot orange, but it's not best in slot, so it's not a Grunnel, not a Laverdo, not a Rosar, or a Kite Shield, and there might be a different name for the Sorks offhand. I'm ignorant to it, but +1 to +11, okay, +5. Actually, +6 is just getting past that true 50% roll. I would be happy with but also, I forget, these scale differently. So a yellow chest, for example, only has +7 defense. This is a 2 slot main hand, it's +11 attack. A 1 slot orange main hand is +10, and I do believe a yellow Laverdo is +9. A yellow 1 slot is as low as +7 or +8. So every time you increase the quality of your item, the scaling increases. A red main hand weapon can have +15 attack. So the scaling is even better as it keeps going. Find your 50% point. Be happy with 50% if you're on a 1 slot orange. I would be happy with 70% on a 2 slot. For example, this +7 attack roll, that's coming in around the 60 to 70%. I am very happy. I will not touch this +7 attack until I upgrade this to a Laverdo staff, and that's when I'm going to start shooting for the stars. Red is such a pipe dream, and you're never going to be disappointed. When you pull that red, it doesn't matter how many thousands of magical residue you've poured into your Laverdo staff, you're going to be happy with the fact that you pulled a red. So don't worry about that. But I did stick to your 50% on one slot. I would shoot for 70% perfect on a two slot, and shoot for the stars on a best in slot, Gruntle or Laverdo 2 slot. And there you have it. Main hands, chest, helmet, gloves, and boots. That is everything you need to know about enchanting, all wrapped up in a beautiful bundle. Enchanting has really, really helped out making builds around stats. It's really helped out the substat game. I think I have a few different changes I need to make at the moment. I'm no longer capped on everything, but I did just make the change to bears and parrying dagger from my old setup. But I will be able to balance these out just by throwing around a couple enchants. I'm at 17 out of 20. My gloves, easy, cap my attack speed right there. Move speed will be a little different story. There's no more move speed to be gained from here. I kind of need to fool around with my accessories a little bit. I'm going to be swapping out this Ben Shaw's necklace for an accessory with movement speed. And I already have movement speed here. So I'm going to get my move speed up to like 18 out of 20. I don't think I'm going to be able to recap it without using a crystal, but I probably won't use a crystal. At this point, I would need a black tier accessory to cap my move speed. So we'll see. I'm probably going to go one banquet orange, and then either hold off, do the second banquet orange, or try to push for a black tier accessory, which I may replace one of these with. But the big problem is your stub stats become very shaky when you make that commitment to an ultimate bear staff. You lose out on 5% crit and 2% attack speed that you normally would have when using the Laverdo version. So I'm not going to... Don't stress your substats too much, because we're all going to progress to that Laverdo in the long run anyhow. And the second you're there, and second you're loaded out in full Laverdo, Rosar, and Ultimate Gruntle again, all your substats just clean themselves up. That's such a beautiful set of gear. That's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for checking this out. Come check out our Discord, discord.gg/masktv. Tons of people there to answer any questions you have about Black Desert Mobile. And catch me live at twitch.tv/MaskScarin. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And until next time, smash that subscribe button and stay classy.